because it's rough out there for running back help. Not in the NFL itself. There are a bunch of guys out there. But if you're looking for a guy to save your team, it is, man, you are pulling through the chaff right now. Very little wheat among the backup running backs lingering on your waiver wire. But we pulled a bunch of guys who are probably available in Yahoo, and we're going to try and find one who can save your fantasy season. Yash, I pulled 9 guys who can be potential fantasy difference makers. I want you to go ahead and pull out 2 of them. 2 of them to pull on their own tier, and 1 of them to guide you to the playoffs.
Okay.
Let's start with number 1, Blake Corum of the Los Angeles Rams. Number 2, Ray Davis of the Buffalo Bills. Number 3, Bhayshul Tuten, Jacksonville Jaguars. Number 4, Nick Chubb, Houston Texans. Number 5, Tyjae Spears, Tennessee Titans. Number 6, Michael Carter, the Arizona Cardinals. Number 7, Tyler Allgeier of the Atlanta Falcons. Number 8, Dylan Sampson of the Cleveland Browns. Number 9, Brian Robinson Jr. of the San Francisco 49ers. All majority available in Yahoo leagues, all very clear backup running backs who could have a big day. So, Yash, if you had to roll with one for week 14, who's it going to be? And B, you got to stash one to carry you through the playoffs, who would it be?
Okay. All right. If I'm rolling with one for week 14, I'll take Blake Corum.
Okay.
He looked good yesterday once again.
Good.
And it does look like that split is more around like a 55-45 than it is a 60-40. I could be wrong there. But just based on, just the eye test watching the game yesterday, it seemed like Corum was getting his opportunities and making the best of them. And we don't know, LA does ride Williams a lot of times, and, running backs break down when you ride them. It's a little bit too hard. So Corum's probably going to be my favorite outside of Bhayshul Tuten.
Guy.
He's my guy for the stash for the rest of the year. I unfortunately dropped him in Scumbag to make room for Luther Burden. I panicked. I had to make a move, had to grab a second tight end. Ty Warren was out, and it was one or the other. And, I aired on receiver over running back, unfortunately, and someone swooped in and grabbed him. So
every time,
to my dismay, he will most likely be wasting away on someone's non-playoff roster for the rest of the year because I beat that person this week and they're not qualifying for the playoffs. But Tuten has been getting a lot of run out of the bye, especially. I want to say week 11 was the split week where he and Travis Etienne basically had like almost the exact same stat line. I think it was 75 rushing yards. The only difference was one had 2 touchdowns, one had 1 touchdown. Then we see Etienne completely take over week 12. And then on Sunday, we see another role reversal again where it's back to Tuten. So I think Jacksonville just really wants to get Tuten going. They have the end of the year coming up, last final stretch. Let's see what they got before, entering the AFC South playoff fray. Tuten for the long haul, and Corum if I have to go for a week.
I would agree with that. Jacksonville running with a hot hand quite often, and you got, like you mentioned, off-screen LaQuint Allen in there too. All these guys are backups for a reason. They're either going to bring a lot of utility as a runner or a lot of utility as a receiver, but not both. So a guy like Blake Corum, awesome. But in the last 4 games, 2 targets. A guy like Tyjae Spears, garbage when you give him the ball. But you have to give him those handoffs so teams don't just default to, he's the pass-catching back. And he has been. 16 targets his last 4 games, 15 catches. So either way, you are really balancing a lot of pluses and minuses here. Mm-hmm. I like the Tuten pick, but my stash pick, Yash?
Who you got?
Dylan Sampson. I think too explosive to get left on the bench in Cleveland. And yes, you have another dynamic rookie running back in front of him, Quinshon Judkins. But Kevin Stefanski is a smart man. He knows he is building his reputation back up after kind of botching things earlier in the year. He knows Shedeur Sanders needs help. It means getting as many playmakers on the field as possible. Look for a lot of 2 tight end sets and a lot of 2 running back sets that allow Sampson to thrive, even though he's dealing with a calf injury. And too often that is just the precursor for, oh no, his Achilles popped like a balloon. That's my stash pick. I think I will agree with you, though. If I'm going with a one-game wonder in Week 14, I'm going to ride Blake Corum's hot hand because he looked like the better back in Week 13. Kyron Williams, like you said, getting a ton of carries. Sean McVay's smart. He's going to want to rest his RB1 a little bit for the stretch run, make sure he's good to go for the playoffs. I think we're going to see an uptick in Corum carries, and therefore a few more red zone opportunities, another chance to get an 80-yard, one touchdown performance like we saw in Week 13.